Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. I'm your host, Zach Barnes, and kicking things off for us this week is men's basketball head coach Tom Brown. Coach, how are you?
Doing good, Zach. How you doing?
Doing well, Coach.
Right.
Since we saw you guys last, you took a 93-75 loss over Lubbock Christian. Just kind of talk us through that one a little bit.
Yeah, we really wanted that game. We came up on the short end, but we jumped out on them. I think we were up 15, 16, 18 points to start. We were shooting the ball well, moving the ball well, and the game kind of changed a little bit. It got really physical, and it's something that was our fifth game in 10 days, and so I don't know if we were run down a little bit or we just didn't respond, but I give our guys a lot of credit, though, for starting off the way they did and playing the way they did. We got in some foul trouble. We had our 4 and our 5 were out. Jeff Bonner and Jordan Evans had to sit on the bench. I think they played a combined 6 minutes in the first half, maybe more. But we really, when we lose those guys, Jeff is our only senior and Jordan plays a lot for us, our second leading scorer, I believe. And we've got to have those guys in the game. They don't have to play the whole 20 minutes, but it puts a lot of pressure then on the other guys coming in to play a lot of minutes. And it's tough for us to do that. So we have to learn to play without fouling, being able to move our feet a little bit and be able to keep them in the game. But it was a tough loss, and Lubbock's a good team. Hopefully they do really well in the Heartland. That makes us look better. And I think they will. I think they've got a nice squad, and Coach does a nice job down there.
And then this week, we'll start with tonight. You got a game against Mid-America Christian at 6.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about them.
Mid-America's really good. They're 10th in the nation, NAI Division I, and we beat them here last year. They've got a first-year coach. Coach that was there last year, Coach Jolly, retired with over 800 wins. They are very, very good. They've got 4 or 5 guys that can score the basketball. They're really good going one-on-one. They'll break you down. They want to go up and down. They're trying to score 100 points or more. I think they're averaging 97. And so it could be a pretty high-scoring game. Hopefully we can keep them down a little bit and we can get up into the 90s, 100s. But it's going to be, I think, up and down the court game. We don't want to get in too much of a running game with them where we're taking bad shots. But we want to be able to play our style. And we like to get out and go, too, as well. So hopefully we've learned a little bit from that Lubbock loss, and we can come out with a W tonight.
And then at the end of the week on Saturday, you'll also take on Wayland as well.
Yeah, another battle of a school that's very close, has some ties with Coach Cooper, legendary coach here at WT, and now down at Wayland as the athletic director. And that's a big game for them. They actually beat us last year down at their place, very high-scoring game, and they're doing really well this year. I believe they only have 1 loss on the early season. I think they're 7-1 or 8-1, but they're playing very, very good basketball as well. And again, we scheduled these games on purpose. If we get beat, we get beat, but we want to get better as the season goes along, and playing good competition allows you to do that. We don't want to beat somebody by 70 points or 50 points. That really doesn't do a lot for our guys. We're going to try to play a lot of guys here the next couple days and really see where we're at before the trip to San Juan and Puerto Rico, and before we get in conference season after the break.
And as you had just mentioned, we won't get to see you next week because you guys will actually be in Puerto Rico. So kind of just a little bit of a preview of that one. Yeah,
Puerto Rico is going to be a great trip for us. We play 3 games out there, 2 Division II games and 1 non-Division II. And what that does too, we're out there. We travel 2 days. We're out there for 5 days. We're playing 3 games. We'll have a little time off. The guys get to know each other a lot better. Hopefully, it builds some bonds that'll last throughout this year and next year and really pay some dividends. I think it did last year when we went to Florida. The guys we had a great trip out there, but it is what you make of it too. Mm-hmm. And our guys, I think, are starting to figure that out and really starting to bond with each other, and the guys that are there competing, those are the guys that you want to have around. So hopefully we can get out there and have a great trip. I know we've got some fans that are going out there as well. Weather's supposed to be pretty nice, knock on wood. Hopefully it's nice for us out there. But though it'll be, we've been out there before, Coach Gove, myself, we've been out there before. The officiating, sometimes you can't understand because there's a language barrier. But we had great officials out there the last time we were out there, so hopefully we can get those same guys again, and we'll have some fun, that's for sure.
All right, well, Coach, I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and good luck this week as well as next week.
Zach, thanks a lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. Up next for us is women's basketball head coach Kristen Mattio. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great.
Well, Coach, congrats on your last win over Oklahoma Christian, 76-70. I just kind of talk about that one for a little bit.
Yeah, Oklahoma Christian, they're a solid team. I think they're going to upset a few teams this year. I mean, with their style of play, they pressed us for 40 minutes, and it was an up-and-down game. It was chaotic at times, and we knew it was going to be that way. I think the first half we were a little rattled and didn't do a good job of handling their pressure. The second half we relaxed and settled in, did a way better job of executing from the offensive end.
Coming up on Saturday at 2 o'clock, you guys have UT Permian Basin coming to town. And we know last year they got the home opening upset against the Lady Buffs with the win there. And so what kind of things are you looking at going into this game?
Yeah, I mean, UTPB, they have some new faces. We have some new faces. So, I mean, kind of two different teams playing against each other as, compared to last year. But we're definitely going to be ready. All the returners, they know that feeling that we had last year walking back into the locker room after that first home game. So we will definitely make sure that we're prepared for that. UTPB always is a solid team, and they're going to be well coached, and they're going to have a great team this year. So it's going to be a good challenge for us right before we go into this Christmas break.
Kind of going after this UT Permian Basin game, you guys will be heading to Puerto Rico, so obviously we won't see you next week.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of just talk about that one for a little bit.
We will go down to Puerto Rico. We play 2 games in Puerto Rico. We'll be there for 5 days. And, it's the double fold. You're going, obviously we want to win 2 games. That's the first reason why we're going down there. The second is, it's pretty sweet if you're a college athlete to get to have an experience like going to Puerto Rico, something that you might not just get to do every day, with your family. So we'll have a day and a half on the back end to just kind of explore and go on a few excursions and see what Puerto Rico is all about.
Well, Coach, we'd like to thank you for joining us today, and good luck this week and next week.
Thank you very much.
Well, folks, thank you for joining us this week on the WT Coaches Show for the WT Sports Network. I'm Zach Barnes, and we'll see you next time.